Hi people, my name is Presley and I'm here to present you beauty tips. 1. Exercise regularly. 2. Have enough rest. 3. Drink enough water. 4. Use sunscreen every day. And 5. Drink green tea. Thank you for watching and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share and like our page.
Making time to watch for another episode on youth empowerment. Today I have a special guest with me. So before I introduce my guest, let's go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Today, the topic for discussion is youth empowerment, and we have our nice, fine gentleman, a very noble man, His Excellency Antonio. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for all our viewers. I'm really happy to be with you this afternoon, and well, anything I can be with you.
Okay, I would love you to introduce yourself to our cherished viewers since they don't know you.
Of course, my name is Abel Cardenas. I'm the head of mission of the Embassy of Peru here in Ghana. I'm a professional diplomat. I have been a diplomat for the past 22 years already. Wow. I have been posted here in Ghana for the past 2 years and a half. And let me tell you that I find a beautiful place. You have an amazing country. Wow. And the best thing that you have here in Ghana is the amazing people. You know, you Ghanaians are incredibly nice. I have always felt incredibly welcome. Mm-hmm. So I think that's me, a person which just loves being here in Ghana.
Wow. Okay, since you're from Peru and you're the ambassador for Peru, can you please tell us something small about Peru?
Yeah, sure. Well, my country, let's say, is the third largest country of South America. It comes after Brazil and Argentina. Mm-hmm. We have around 1 million and almost 300,000 square kilometers. My country is considered to have right now the second most varied gastronomy of the world. Okay. So we like food. It's quite noticeable, right? And also I can tell you that we belong to a very ancient culture in South America, which is the Incas Empire. Okay. And we have the most ancient culture in Americas, that was Caral, that has around 5,000 years of antiquity. So it's a very nice country. It's big. It has a lot of different kinds of views and regions and even weathers. You know, in the world we have 102 kinds of weathers. In my country you can find 96 from wow. those. So we all have almost all the weathers of the world. Mm-hmm. From the, let's say, the desert, which is going to be the warmest and also the driest desert of the world, which is the Sechura Desert, to our rainforest, in which from the 365 days it rains 364. So it rains almost all year long. So we have all kinds of weathers. That is why also my country has all kinds of products, because of all the weathers we have, right? And because of all those kind of products we have, we also have a very big variety of food. Just for example, for you to have an idea, potatoes are originated in Peru. Okay. They are a product that which origin has been my country. They are Peruvian, and we have 6,000 kinds of potatoes.
Wow.
And from those 6,000, we can eat only 3,000 because the other 3,000 are, let's say, poisonous. And from those 3,000, we produce in regular basis for eating around 800 to 900. So it means that we have a lot of potatoes, right? So just if you want to eat potatoes, I think that's the first part. We have also a lot of touristical places. we can say that Peru offers everything you would like to have in just the same place. You know, if you are interested in archaeology, you will find archaeological places. If you're interested in dancing, we have a lot of typical dances and modern dances as well. You're interested in art, we also have a lot of artistical expressions. If you are interested in very ancient cultures or history, you are going to find them in Peru. If you are interested in, let's say, mystical tourism, this kind of, you know, magical experiences, we also have the ayahuasca experience, for example, with our shamans. If you are interested in gastronomy, of course, as I told you, it's the second most varied of the planet, so you are going to find also the best food of the world in Peru. As a matter of fact, we have gastronomical tourism, people that go to Peru just to eat, because one of the best restaurants of the entire world is in Peru, Central Restaurant.
Wow.
So in order to eat there, you need to make a reservation 6 months in advance, because people are coming from all over the planet to eat there. So Peru offers you everything. You're interested in sports, you can also make sports, this kind of, let's say, very dangerous sports like mountain climbing and all those things. We also can do them there. I mean, we can offer everything, every little thing, and I think it's an amazing country, of course.
Wow. One thing I like, the things you mentioned, that one I like most is the dancing and the food. I would love to taste the food one day.
Yes, sure. You will be invited, don't worry. And after eating, she's going to dance, because she already said that she liked dancing. Huh?
Okay, so we are moving to our main topic for discussion today. I would love to ask, why is it important to empower the youth in entrepreneurship?
Well, that has a very simple answer. You know, most of the time when you talk about education, especially for young people, most of young people are being educated in order to become employees. So the idea is you study, you get a degree, you get some kind of knowledge or some kind of technical knowledge or professional knowledge, and then you get for an employment. You get for a place where you're going to work in exchange of a salary, a monthly salary. Well, the idea is to break with that paradigm. Why? Because we cannot be looking for become employees. You know, we have to become employers instead of employees. And in order to do that, you need to be entrepreneurs. Why? Because if young people, instead of looking for a job, they begin to generate jobs, then we are talking about true development. We are talking about something which is going to take Ghana to the next level. You know, it's the level of development, not just economical, but also social and cultural.
Okay. There are lots of challenges, and most of the time, the youth feel like, oh, if I'm to start a business on my own, I need to get some quite huge of money to start. You, as ambassador of Peru to Ghana, and your passion is to help the youth to get something doing for themselves. What advice can you give to someone who you wish the person can start a business on his own, but feeling that he doesn't have the money or the capital to start his or her business?
Well, the first thing that we have to take in account is that if you're going to be waiting for that money to be in your pocket in order to start something, you are never going to start it. Why? Because most of the time, when anybody which is a real entrepreneur is waiting for money, he's not going to get all the amount of money that he wants or he needs for doing something. The most important thing is you are young, and as young people, you have to think outside of the box. You know, if you think outside the box, you're going to be able to find new ways of doing things. You know, you have sponsorships, you have you can have also people which can help you with that. You can make allies. You can have societies. I mean, there are a lot of things that you can do. Not just expecting money, not just going to a bank, because sometimes I know the financial system is not always very helpful, especially when it comes to young people, because young people don't really have big incomes or something that is going to let them get loans from the banks, for example, right? But you cannot be thinking like that. You cannot be thinking only about loans. You cannot be thinking only about asking for people for money. No, that's not the idea. The idea is to think outside the box. You have to begin using your imagination. As a matter of fact, that's the most important asset when it comes to talking about new businesses and entrepreneurship. The most important asset is imagination. If the most important asset would be money or were money, you know, nobody would be an entrepreneur. You know, if we can ask any of the biggest men of the planet right now how they started their businesses, of course, I am sure that at the beginning they had no money at all. But never mind, they started by thinking outside the box, by trying to figure out, use their imagination, and try to get the things done, even with the little amount of money they can get. That's the idea.
Okay, wow. Okay, so you know, in business too, we have failures in sometimes doing business. So let's say a youth has started up a business, and the first time it didn't go on well, and the person has felt, oh, I don't want to continue anymore. I just want to just leave things like the way they are. What can you empower the youth or encourage the youth to be persistent in to achieving his or her goals?
Last time we were in this fair of entrepreneurship in Oxford University, I heard some people saying that not everybody can be an entrepreneur. I heard them saying that you need to have a special character or some special way of being in order to become an entrepreneur. I don't think so. I think everybody can be. The most important thing is that you have to use what young people always have, and this can be an advantage if you use it well. What do young people have? Stubbornness. Young people are very stubborn. That's something that is the truth. I was young once too, and I was really stubborn. But that stubbornness can be used as an asset as well, as something important in order to do and to get what you want. You know, you do something, it doesn't go well, so you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, until you achieve it. The important thing is not to think that failure is going to be the end of the road. Sometimes failure is just the beginning. Let's not forget that the first time you do something, whatever it is, you are not going to do it well because you didn't do it before, right? When we began to walk, we fail a lot. We fell down all the time, but because we didn't quit, we didn't say, okay, I'm not gonna walk anymore. No, we continue doing it even as babies, and now we are walking, right? Now everything is so normal, walking is so normal, but at the beginning, when we began to do it, it wasn't normal, it was very difficult. But as babies, we still tried. You have to do the same thing, be stubborn. The first time, it's not gonna work out, because it's the first time, you know? But the second time, it'll go better. The third time, it'll go better too. And one more important thing, as we were talking, you know, behind the cameras, is that we must not forget that the best way of learning is learning from success. You know, and most of the time I ask people, where do you learn the most? From failure or from success? And most of the time people answer me that we learn more from failure. That is not false. That is not true. That is absolutely false. Don't believe that. You know, they put that in our minds, and that is a false idea. We learn more from success, because who's going to teach you to play tennis, for example? The world champion of tennis or the failure of tennis? Of course, the world champion, right? So we have to learn from success. So we have to look for successful people. We have to look for successful businesses. We have to look for success in order to imitate. Then we can continue and superate those things. But if we don't learn from success, we are not learning at all.
Okay, wow. If you don't learn from success, you are not learning anything. Okay, so someone will say, I have the money, I have everything that I can use to establish my own business, but I don't have the ideas to start the business. What can you tell such person?
Well, you know, as everything in life, before doing something, you must know what you want. Because unfortunately, if you don't know what you want, you are not going to get it, right? Let's say if I want to become an engineer, I know that I need to study in the engineer faculty. I cannot want to become an engineer and begin studying economy, right? So that is very important. You know, people say, no, it's because I want to make a business, but I don't have any idea of the business. It's because you don't really want to make a business, because you don't really know what you want. You have to figure out what you really want first. And let's be honest, everybody is happy and everybody has success in different ways. No, there is not only one path for success. It is not just one path for happiness. You know, we all are happy with different things. You know, some people can be happy having employment. Some people can be happy having businesses. Some people can be happy having families. Some people can be happy having children. Some people can be happy being married. Some people can be happy, I don't know, traveling around the world. So every one of us have a different way of being happy. So what you need to do is focus on what you like, focus on what you want, and then ideas are going to come to your mind. But if you tell me, no, I want to do a business, but I don't have any idea, it's just that I want to do a business, it's because you don't really want to do a business. Maybe you want to do something else, and you are just trying to follow the path somebody else put for himself, but it's not for you. So you have just to focus on what you want, and believe me, as long as you are doing what you like, what you love, and you are just achieving the things you want, all ideas are going to come to your mind immediately because you're following the path.
Wow. Okay, so our last but one question is, what makes a good entrepreneur? What are the qualities that makes someone a good entrepreneur?
Well, we have already spoken about thinking outside the box, right?
Okay.
That is something really important. You have to learn how to think outside the box. That's one thing. Another thing is you have to be very stubborn, because believe me, the first times you are not going to succeed. You know, it's very difficult. So the first times you are going to fail, you have to be stubborn and continue and do it over and over and over again. Don't get tired of that. And the third one is you have to be responsible. What does that mean? It means that you have to know what you are doing and follow the path without making any shortcuts. Most of the time when it comes to talking about entrepreneurship, you know, most of people think that entrepreneurship is about getting money. So sometimes they say, oh, but I can make a shortcut and get money doing some things, or maybe this is not so legal, but I'm still going to do it because I'm going to get the money faster, easier. No, don't do that, okay? You have to follow the path, you have to be responsible. Because if you are not responsible, then is when we get everything that we see in our world today, you know, so much corruption, so many people which are very intelligent and very smart, but they are right now under trials in front of courts or even in jail. Why? Because they try to get the shortcut. They try to get easy money. So don't do that. Be responsible. That's the third thing, and I think that's one of the most important ones. You are smart, you are already stubborn, you already have ideas, you already can think out of the box. Be responsible with your actions, be responsible with everything you do in the near future, because it's not just about you. Don't forget, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, it means that you are going to create jobs for the people. You are going to help your country develop. And with your country, Africa will develop. And with Africa, the world will do. So you are part of that process. If you are that part of that process, you cannot act irresponsibly. That is, I think, the third important thing that all entrepreneurs should have.
Okay, so this question just came to mind. There are lots of youths, they want to travel outside. They think that traveling outside will make them more successful than establishing their own business in their own country. What advice can you give to such youths who always their dream is to just travel outside and think that going outside will make their life very easier than being in Ghana or in their countries?
Well, the first thing that we have to consider is that is not true, right? I mean, it's not that because you are in some other country you're going to be happier or life is going to be easier. On the contrary, perhaps it's going to be more difficult, because don't forget that here in your country at least you have your family, you have your friends. In some other country you're going to know nobody, so it's going to be even harder. But it doesn't mean that if you really want to travel and you want to make your business or you want to make your life abroad, you cannot do it. No, doesn't mean that. But if you are going to try that, if you are going to choose that, if you're going to choose to live in another country, you're going to choose to live abroad, to make your life abroad, you have to consider that this is not going to be easy. It's not going to be impossible either, okay? But it's not going to be easier than in Ghana, not at all. And don't forget another thing. We always tend to think that the grass is greener on the neighbor's house, right? It is not true. The grass is green all over the planet. So if you choose to do your things, if you choose to do your life and your business in a place, it's your choice. You just enjoy it and do it in a proper way. We're using, as I told you, the responsibility we spoke about. But don't do it because you think it's going to be easier or it's going to be faster, or no, don't do that. But if you choose to do it abroad, do it abroad. Go ahead and take the challenge. but not because you think that it's going to be easier or it's going to be faster, because it's not going to be easier, it's not going to be faster. But that's also an option, and it's a very valid option, you know. And I think that that is also going to give you a lot of experience that will help you in the near future.
Yes, so your last word for the youth who want to establish their own businesses and finding it difficult to do it. So please kindly advise the youth for that.
You have to consider is that nothing comes for free in this world. Everything requires an effort, okay? So whenever you feel something is difficult, it's because you are in the right path, because you are making the effort in order to achieve the things, to achieve your goals. Don't feel disappointed, don't feel that everything is over because you didn't get something once. Try it again and again and again. You know, it is very important in this world to be focused on what we want and to fight for what we want. Efforts for achieving what we want are never enough. We have to be making efforts all the time. We can never stop doing it. So don't stop doing it. If you feel, as I told you, that things are getting harder, it's because we are in the right way. And at the end, my friends, everything is going to be okay. And if it's not okay, it's because it's not the end yet. So let's continue on the path, you know.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your time. Okay, in case someone wants to reach out to you for further discussion or anything, where can they reach out to you?
Well, in the Embassy of Peru, you know, it's very simple. You can also write us an email. You know, the email is embaperu-accra@rree.gov.pe or embajadaperu-ghana@gmail.com. So just send us an email and it's going to be a pleasure to attend.
Wow, we are so blessed to have you. God bless you.
Oh, amen, and God bless you as well. And God bless all the beautiful people of Ghana.
Wow, thank you. Hello there. So much for making time to join us on TCA TV. If you want this same program, same time next week, please kindly go to all our social media handles: YouTube TCA TV, Instagram TCA TV, Facebook TCA TV GH, and then we are also there on TikTok and all the social media handles. Kindly follow us. See you same time next week. We'll bring you a whole lot of package. Thank you. Bye bye.